Kindred Spirits on the roof. We're on our way to a Yuritopia!
The day after that encounter, I started my exploration of the school in earnest. In order to find Aihara-senpai, of course. Though it was difficult for a first year like me to just stroll into the inner building where the third-year classrooms were. I wandered around the campus whenever I could, meaning mostly during lunch and after school. And my enthusiasm was quickly rewarded. But I'd have to say it was simply because Aihara-senpai was walking around the school even more than I was, and she was always taking care of some errand for someone. It was nice that I found her so quickly, but when I saw how busy she always was, I couldn't bring myself to stop her to thank her. But more than that, whenever I found her, my face would get hot and my heart would start to beat like crazy for some reason. I could barely stop myself from running off somewhere, let alone bring myself to speak to her. And while this went on for a while, I gradually became aware of more and more of Senpai's amazing qualities. I learned her name that day. Aihara Miki-senpai. It's a wonderful name. I knew that she was a third year. She hadn't told me what class she was in, but it hadn't taken me long to find that out. In any case, what I'm trying to say is that Senpai is basically famous. The vice president of the Beautification Committee. The Beautification Committee is in charge of maintaining the tools and equipment of the school. In other words, the members are expected to do a little of everything. Aihara-senpai is an especially famous member. For accepting any task and completing them all with speed and efficiency, she's even been nicknamed the Saint of Shirojo. A saint! How cool is that? I remember Senpai being asked all sorts of favors that day, big ones and small ones, and she took care of all of them, either completing them on the spot or writing them down for later, without a single word of complaint. I bet she did a whole bunch more after we parted, too. And I learned something else as I was walking around the school looking for her. Her name's even begun to reach the first years like me, who only started here a few days ago. Senpai turned out to be a really amazing person. The second Monday after that day, I met Aihara-senpai. About 2 weeks since I started walking around the school trying to find her. I finally, after school, written it. My bag was in my hands, but I dropped my head onto the desk. Oh. Inside my bag was the letter I'd stayed up late last night writing. I started writing it because I wanted to properly thank her. That's right. I'd been planning on finding her somewhere in school and thanking her in person, but that had proved nearly impossible to do. So I thought I could at least write a letter to express my gratitude. Why then? Why did I write that I wanted to meet her in person so I could tell her something? For some reason, I had written that. And that letter was inside my bag right now. It's almost like this is a love letter, isn't it? How had it ended up like this? I'd started the letter with thank you very much for the other day. But for some reason, I started listing all of Senpai's amazing qualities. And I'd written that I hadn't been able to speak with her in person since then, too. At the end, I'd finished with, "Please meet me, so I can tell you my feelings." Doesn't this mean she'll read this letter and think I like her? No, that's fine. I mean, I guess I really do like her. But it's like admiration or something, right? It's like that kind of like, right? Or did I write this letter because I've really fallen for her? Oh, I don't know.
Maki-san, I'm going to practice. See you.
Ah! My head snapped up when someone suddenly said my name. When I looked towards the voice, I saw Komano-san staring back from the seat next to me, a surprised look on her face.
Sorry. Were you sleeping? Did I wake you up?
Oh, no! I was awake! Practice. Right. Do your best! Komano-san. She's been in a tracksuit every day since the entrance ceremony. Well, the school is pretty lax about dress code. And it's not like she's wearing her own clothes, since it's school-issued. The teachers haven't really gotten on her case about it. Is it because she's on the track team? She sort of stands out. We sit next to each other, so we tend to have short exchanges like this when we're leaving or whatever. No. Right now I need to worry about this letter. What should I do? I mean, it's already written down. I just have to get Senpai to read it, right? I don't care about what I ended up writing in it. The point is that I've written it, so now I want Senpai to read it. I don't care what she'll think about me afterwards. I just want her to read it. But how should I give it to her? I can't just hand it to her. I'm sure I'd get too nervous to do that. Should I go the traditional route and leave it in her shoe locker? No, that wouldn't work. The lockers here don't have doors, so everyone would find out the minute I left it there. Then what? I thought and came to a conclusion. I'd sneak into Aihara Senpai's classroom when she wasn't there and put the letter in her bag or in her desk. But it's in the inner building. I'm kind of nervous. The inner building only has third-year classrooms. Naturally, the only people in the hallways were third years too. It was intimidating for a first year like me who just started school a few weeks ago to wander there alone. But I worked up the courage and walked straight towards Aihara Senpai's classroom. I already knew which desk was hers, the fourth from both the front and the window. It's also pretty scary that it's right in the middle of the classroom. I took a stealthy glance into the classroom. Oh, there are people in there. Inside were 4 third years sitting right next to Senpai's desk, talking about something. Oh, come on! Why are there people here? Well, it wasn't particularly strange for them to be there. They appeared to be happily chatting about this or that. Oh, they had snacks laid out too. It doesn't really look like they're leaving anytime soon. I decided to wait for an opening. But the third years kept talking on and on. They were making no move to leave. What should I do? I couldn't just stroll in and put the letter in Senpai's desk with a bunch of people watching. And what if she came back while I was standing outside waiting? I wouldn't be going to all this trouble if I were able to just give her the letter directly. I came here because I can't do that. I guess I should just give up for today. My timing just happened to be off. Thinking that, I reluctantly walked away from Senpai's classroom. Tomorrow, I'll leave the letter in there. So I decided. But that decision didn't end up bearing fruit. Neither on the next day, nor the day after that. Someone always stayed behind in Aihara Senpai's classroom after school. Sometimes the same people as the first day. Sometimes different people. They'd be chatting, or changing, or studying. Once Senpai had been there herself doing some work, and I'd spun around and run off right then and there. Ugh. How come there's always someone in there? It wasn't as if I had a grudge against the people staying behind, but I wanted to complain to them. Why are you still here when you don't need to be? And like that, Golden Week came and my letter was still undelivered. My holidays were spent feeling frustrated at home. The Monday after the holidays. I headed to Aihara Senpai's classroom, determined to succeed at my task. I headed there, but... You're here today, too! I should have been used to it by now, but the disappointment still stung. I must have gotten my hopes up during the holidays. There was a group of third years in the classroom again today. I knew each of their faces by now. This group often stayed after school to chat. And right next to Senpai's seat. Ugh, just go home already! It's probably not going to work out today either, huh? They've got snacks out and everything. Another failure? I just want to give her the letter. I just want her to read it. Really. I really want Senpai to read my letter. I want her to see my words and to understand my feelings. Because if I never convey them to her, they might wither and fade away. No. I'm worried I'll start thinking these feelings are some kind of mistake. I've made up my mind to succeed this time. Are you there, God? It's me, Seina. As my faith started to waver and I thought of going home...
Hey, somebody? There's a dog in the school building.
Huh? I heard a sudden shout from down the hallway. Huh? A dog? That sort of thing happens here too? And when I thought to leave and check it out... the door at the other end of the classroom sprang open.
Huh? A dog? Seriously?
Where? Where?
The people inside were leaving, trying to find the dog. They passed right by me, not even taking note of me, and walked off in the direction the voice had come from. Is this my chance? I hurriedly peeked inside the classroom. It was empty! Yes! I opened the door. This is my only chance. I have to be quick! Senpai's desk! Senpai's desk! I could never mistake it. I beelined across the room. Ooh, where should I put the letter? Her bag was there too. Where should I put it? In her desk? In her bag? Which would she notice first? Her bag! Oh, I'm sorry, Senpai! I pulled open the zipper on her bag only as far as I needed and stuffed the letter inside before immediately closing it tight. Yes! Mission accomplished! I feel sort of like a spy. Oh! I have to get out of here! They might come back. I ran back out of the classroom. And carefully shut the door. Then, I ran through the halls. My face might catch on fire. I finally left her my letter. That letter. The one I want Senpai to read. Will Senpai realize it was from me? Does she remember me? Will she recognize my name? And will she really read what I wrote? And when she reads it, what will she think? She won't be creeped out, will she? I asked her to meet me on the roof after school on Thursday. Will she come? My mind was swimming with worries. But more than that, at that moment, I did it! I was happy! So happy, I thought I might cry. I finally took the first step towards expressing my feelings to Senpai.
I'm sorry. I tried to come as soon as homeroom ended.
She came. She really came! After school on Thursday. I'd flown out of my classroom after homeroom and headed straight to the roof. It was nerve-wracking, standing all alone on the roof while waiting for Aihara-senpai. But I calmed myself by remembering that Senpai's classroom in the inner building was so far from here. And after a little while, Senpai came.
Did you wait long?
No, not at all. I hurriedly shook my head. I hadn't waited at all. On the contrary. I was so happy she really came after finding a letter in her bag like that. And after reading what I'd said in it.
So...
Yes?
What was it you wanted to say?
Right! I thought about it again and again. Practiced it in my head over and over. But the words were stuck in my throat when I needed them most. What should I do? The words won't come out! Senpai's face is so near. And everything seems like it's spinning around me. She looks a little worried. Yeah, it must be natural. After reading that letter where I, totally poured my heart out to her and whatever. Does she know what I'm going to say next? Is that what she's worried about? But I have to say it. Senpai! Say it, me? Love you! She's surprised. She looks shocked. I know it's weird to say this. I know I'm a girl and you're a girl too, Senpai, but... I love you, Senpai! Really! I know it's weird, and that you might think I'm weird, but... I love you. I said it! I actually said it! I may have calmed down a little after getting the words out. I was able to look up at Senpai's face again. Aihara-senpai's face was... just very worried. Yeah, I can't blame her after hearing that from some random first year she only met once. I'm sorry, Senpai. For saying this weird stuff.
Huh? No, I
was really happy when you helped me that day, Senpai. I was happy when you cleaned my dusty uniform. So I thought, wow, what a great Senpai. And I just couldn't get you out of my head after that. And is this weird? For two girls, I mean, is it okay? What am I doing asking Senpai this? But I don't care if it's strange. I want her to say that it's okay.
Maki-san.
Yes?
I don't really know if it's weird or okay or anything.
Yeah, I guess I thought so.
But I was happy to read your words of thanks in your letter, Maki-san.
Huh?
I was happy you had so much gratitude when I just showed you around the school a little. I thought I'd like to be friends with a person like that.
Senpai! So,
well, we could start as friends, right?
Senpai? This is... Am I happy with this? Am I okay with just being friends?
I'm sorry. I don't really understand your love yet, Maki-san. But I'd like to see if I can love you as a friend first. Is that not good enough?
No! It's totally good enough! I want to be friends with you too, Senpai! Yeah, we can start as friends. That's fine!
Good. Yes, let's start as friends. I think I'll be able to love you that way. And I'll be happy that you love me that way.
If Senpai would say she loved me, if Senpai would come to love me in that way,
we can consider what might come next little by little. I don't really understand much of it myself.
Yes! Then we'll be friends, Senpai!
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Maki-chan?
Yeah! Yes! I'm really happy! I'm friends with Senpai now. And she said she'd love me. And she called me Maki-chan. I struck a victory pose in my mind as I heard something like applause ring out behind me. I actually glanced behind me, checking if someone was really there.
What is it, Maki-chan?
Oh no, it's nothing. Thank you for coming today.
No, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry though. We're friends now, but I have to go do my committee work.
Oh no, it's fine! Actually, could I help you with that?
Huh?
I want to help you, Senpai. I'll do whatever I can.
Alright.
Senpai and I left the roof. I looked over my shoulder one more time to where I'd heard the noise, but there really was no one there. Yeah, it's empty. But I could have sworn I heard someone congratulating me.
Let's talk project.